One of the other things I might want to do on occasion with a virtual machine is take a snapshot of it. This will allow me to preserve that in case I want to restore from the snapshot later. I'm going to show you first how to take a snapshot for a one-time snapshot. Maybe I'm about to do some sort of upgrade to the OS and I want to have an easy ability to roll back. I suggest doing this if you're running a database and you're going to make a change to the schema on which the database is built. It gives you easy rollback. What I'm going to do is scroll down to snapshots. Currently I have no existing snapshots of the system. I've got a little plus button here, so I'm going to click on that to add a snapshot. I have to pick a name for the snapshot. I'm going to call it Demo Snapshot, since it's a snapshot I'm doing during a demo. I have the option of taking a snapshot of what is currently going on in RAM, and I can also quiesce the file system on the guest OS before I take that snapshot. I have no need for the contents of the RAM, so I'm not going to select that, but let me select the quiesce. What quiescing will do is take all of the queued up writes that are going to that guest file system and write them while holding any new ones in memory, waiting for that, and then only after the snapshot is taken will it then flush things down there, so you don't have any writes happening to that during the time the snapshot itself is being taken. Now, since snapshots are nearly instantaneous, not exactly 100% instantaneous, but they're very short period of time, that shouldn't cause anything more than a potential very minor hiccup to any of my users. So I click Save, and I can see here, if I look at my tasks, I can see here that I started to create a snapshot, and now my snapshot is complete. As you look here, it took 4 seconds to take that snapshot, and when I see here, actually it took 2 seconds. The first part was just getting ready for the snapshot at 12:15:48. The snapshot itself was taken at 12:15:50, and then any cleanup afterwards to make sure things were unquiesced afterwards took 2 seconds to 12:15:52. So now that's the easy way to take a snapshot. I can now restore from this should I need to. To save space, if you're taking this snapshot just for the purposes of having rollback during an upgrade, when I'm done with that upgrade and I'm convinced everything is running successfully, I can come back and delete that snapshot. I can also go to settings here and say what I want to do with that snapshot. For example, if I want to revert to it. Because snapshots are such a handy thing to be able to do a restore from, I might want more of them regularly. So if I want to take regular snapshots on a regular schedule for a virtual machine, maybe I want to ensure that I have one daily. Maybe I want to, for a very important workload, take a snapshot every 4 hours, maybe even every hour. I go to my scheduling tab. You can see here we have a number of tasks that are regularly scheduled and happen recurringly. What I'm going to want to do here is add a schedule. I'm going to search for the virtual machine instance I want to use. I'm going to do Dave Demo 1 again. Now I can select an action that I want performed on a regular. What I want to do in this case is create a snapshot. I can set the snapshot name. I'm going to set this to be recurring. And for me, I want this to be a daily snapshot. I want it every 1 day. And I happen to know that this particular workload is not very active late at night. So I'm going to, at 1 in the morning, every day, I am going to go ahead and take care of this. Now, the thing that is worth noting here, the one caveat, scheduling will be entered in UTC. This is what we used to call GMT, Greenwich Mean Time. It is now the Universal Time Clock. So if I am in UTC, this would be 1 in the morning. I happen to be on the east coast of the US, and I know that I'm 5 hours off UTC. So if I want it to actually occur at 1 in the morning my time, I need to put this at 6 a.m. UTC. So make sure you're doing that time zone math to ensure that you're getting what you want there. In addition to happening every day, I can specify every weekday. I can make sure what I'm getting here, same as I did the single snapshot before, I'm going to make sure we quiesce the guest file system. And if I want these to start on a particular day and this recurring job to end on a particular day, I can specify that date range. I don't want that. I want this to continue for as long as we have this VM, so I am simply going to do save. And now I can see this is added to our schedule. So at 6 a.m. UTC every day, I'll get a snapshot taken of this particular virtual machine, allowing me to know that even if I fat finger something and completely delete that VM unintentionally, I have the ability to restore at least yesterday's work so that we don't lose more work than necessary. If I wanted to ensure that I had 2 snapshots a day, I could create a second schedule, offset it by 12 hours from this one, and then I'd know that at worst case, even if I deleted the VM, we'd never lose more than 12 hours worth of work. I can create additional schedules in order to give me, every 4 hours, every 6 hours, or I could leave it just once a day. Again, it will depend on your own individual data protection needs. Thank you for your time, and I hope this helped.